this now.
They came to Atlantic City, lands from a fog, and the last man standing is called Big Show.
They are forever linked by having lifted the Barry Berman Trophy. What a truly stirring segment, evoking golden memories. And what a day 3 lies in store here. Every ball potted on tables 1, 2 and 3 is available on WNT.tv, while the action on table 4 can be watched on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel. Second up, on centre stage, it's last year's US Mosconi Cup skipper Skylar Woodward. But first, having been sent to the one-loss side of the draw in a real upset yesterday, Shane Van Boening continues his quest for a record-breaking 6th US Open triumph against Chang Yi from Chinese Taipei. So Van Boening's defeat by Arseny Sevastianov 9-6 yesterday, well, I think it was the talk of the town, Cole boys.
Yeah, SVB has been sent to the left side of the draw, or the losers in some parts of the world. That's how we describe it. So he's got to dig deep. He's got to win, I think it's 3 matches in this side of the draw to advance through to the final 64 to get his name in the hat. And if he does achieve that, he will draw one of the players that has gone through undefeated. But we are a while off that. He has got to win quite a few pool matches, and this is the first break. And I'll tell you what, Phil, it's a pretty good start.
Yes, I think he will be smarting. I think Chang Yi might feel his full wrath in this match, which of course, being on the loser's side, is a race to 8.
Yeah, that's right. It's a race to 8. You can see there on the bottom of your screen. He'll play a couple of matches race to 8, and then if he gets to that 3rd match, it'll be a race to 9, because that's losers qualifier. Got to get off to a good start, Shane. Very hard to criticise the great, the GOAT, in many people's eyes. But if there's one thing you could question at times, more in the Mosconi Cup to be fair, is he can drop his head a little bit when things don't go too well. Just got to get this one shot right here. It's quite steep. I think he'll try and slide around the back. If he can hold it for the centre or the upper corner, he may also do that. It depends what kind of angle he's got here. Looks quite steep. Yeah, he's going around the back. This looks a good line. Perfecto. Couple of balls away from the ideal start. A BR, break and run. Got an angle here, you can just stun across the 9, play for the 9 in the same hole. And it's a little light. It's going to be the extension on the back of the cue. It's gone from a guaranteed break and run to just going to knock this one in.
It was a smart start from Shane Van Boening, appreciated by his many fans here at Harris. But yesterday's defeat, I think that was met with astonishment. Van Boening led Finland's Arseny Sevastianov 5-3. But the left-hander, who was racing around the table, as you can see, was just inspired towards the end, thumping in the 9 to complete what has to be his biggest occasion victory. He goes forward to play Brandon Schuff in winners qualification. That's why SVB is marooned here on the one-loss side. Van Boning did start out his campaign with a 9-4 win over Adam Cisneros. That was also on the main table, so he's played all 3 of his matches on this surface, and I think that might be an advantage, Cole.
Yeah, rightfully so. You know, he's the one of the main men. There's a lot of main men out there when you look at the other tables. We've got another 3 feature tables, tables number 2, 3 and 4. They're all in a line at the back of this feature table. You can just see in the distance there. We got Joshua Fuller against Roberto Gomez. That's a winners qualification match. Then we've got Earl the Pearl Strickland against Michael Schneider. That's in the left side, loser's side. And then Carlo Biado's playing winners qualification against Long Duck Tien. We'll bring you footage as always. We'll flick across to the tables as SVB has landed a little weird on the blue 2.
Yeah, I'm going to get this in before I'm accused of hindsight. I really think Long Duc Tien might pose problems for the reigning World 9-Ball champion. He's been playing some really good pool.
Good pot, very good pot. Playing the cue ball across the table. I had to play it quite slow because of where the red 3 was, and he's landed nice. Needs another good positional shot though after this, because pink 4 to purple 5, purple 5, just having a quick nose. He might sneak off the draw actually past the 6. If not, he's got to play it in the upper right corner. Seems to be pretty straight here, so we will know in a second if this purple 5 goes past the green. Well, I think he's played for the other corner and he's underhit this. Okay, it's a good hook. SVB's going to be kicking at this off the one rail, trying to pot it in the corner. He may play this with a bit of pace as well. So worst case, it moves out the way, or he flukes it somewhere else. Oh, well, he's going 2 rails. He can get near the corner, so that's even better. Still the same idea. Really good shot, and that is as intended. That's the shot the pros visualize and try and play. It's like a 2-way pot. You miss it, you get the distance. That's what he's got. Might be locked up behind the 6 in a minute though. Double J is out in the arena. He's in action. I'm not sure. Oh, I can see on the big screen actually he's lost the opening rack, but he is at the table in rack 2.
Changi from the pool hotbed of Chinese Taipei lost his opening match here. It was a real marathon actually against Antonios Kakaris. 9-8. Hill he was beaten, but he bounced back with an 8-3 win over Martinho Correa of the UK. Second time out.
Nice bank. Queuing off the rail. No real protection. This has got to go in the hole. Cue ball will come down, so we'll have a shot on the brown 7. Must pop the ball though. This will tell us a lot about SVB early on here. You can have a little bit of awkward queuing in, but again, just make sure you pop the next ball. You can see him striking down. He makes it just that little harder. Oh, a little bit of early jitters here, Phil. Florida Open, he looked super up for it and really in tune. Now we've seen it at the Battle of the Bull. Back-to-back finals for Shane. Under the gun here at this year's US Open, you can tell he's feeling it.
Maybe he wanted too much. That was a better strike though, more authoritative.
Yeah, even overrun the cue ball there as well, which is understandable. He is amped up here, is Shane, so.
Break and run out in the first. And then he adds to his lead. SVB 2-0 up. Actually, there's only a couple of matches to be played in this round. Losers round 2. SVB and Earl Strickland. As Carl mentioned, Strickland's out on table 2. He's playing Michael Schneider from Switzerland. And Schneider's just won the first rack. Winners qualification pool going on. Albin Auschen leads Mika Immonen 1-0 in a battle of 2 former World 9-ball champions. Bernie Regulario, the young Filipino, 2-0 up on a double World 9-ball champion in Torsten Homan. Hayato Ishikata, 1-0 up on Chang Yulong. I was talking to Chris McDaniel the other day, who was beaten by Ishikata, and he was saying what an impressive player the Japanese star is. Joshua Fillers took the first rack from Roberto Gomez on table 4. Eklund Kachi and Ko Ping Han still in their first rack. Konrad Yuzhishin 2-0 up on Moritz Neuhausen. It's 1-0 for Wu Kunlin over Cledio Kachi and 1-0 for Carlo Biardo over Luong Doc Tien.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones did win the second rack, so he's tied up 1 apiece. Few balls moving here. It might even end up behind the pink, so it's going to be a push out for SVB. See, he wants to get this break going. He wants looks at the 2. He wants to run 3s and 4 packages. That's how he gets dialed in.
SVB was talking to Scott Frost yesterday, and he said that when Sevastyanov took his break, his timeout, that's when he felt his own rhythm had gone a little. And while it wasn't the best performance from SVB, one has to give a lot of credit to Sevastyanov, because at the end he held himself together really well to get a phenomenal victory.
I think Chang will take this ball on. I think he'll chip it to the left, try use the green 6 as protection and run the cue ball up to the upper left corner. He's got the purple, the green, even the 9 if he butchers it. Yeah, you see how he's running it? Yeah, here we go. So look at the 9. This was all intended. Cue ball's found a gap, though.
Now, we've seen when this shot is played at slow pace, quite often it's overcut. Oh, but there was no intention of potting it.
Gone wrong is just give the upper hand back to his opponent there. Chang Yi has now got the opportunity to lay a better hook. But he fails to do so. Using the purple 5 here to lay the hook.
The media spoke with Shane Van Boening yesterday after his defeat, and he said, obviously it's a setback, but I'm going to go away and regroup. This is not the end of my US Open. I think he's going to come out hugely determined to make amends.
Such a beautiful safety from Shane. You can see he's thinking about routes here. Feels like it's awkward balls in the way. I think he's trying to go around the back of the 6 off 3 rails. No, 2, yeah, 3 rails. That's what he was trying, but when it hit the second rail, it was nowhere near going around the back. Ball in hand, 1 shot if you're just tuning in for the very first time to 9-ball pool. Any foul results in ball in hand. Shane can put it anywhere on the table, but you only get 1 shot. You don't get 2 in 9-ball. Usual story, he's got to knock these in. This is where SVB thrives. Such a great front runner.
If he wins, he will take on BJ Ussery from the Carolinas. BJ is no pushover. Good American player who was on the fringes of Mosconi Cup consideration. Last year and the year before.
A thin one, up and down, 2 rails, back up for the 7. Centre of the table is ideal. This is plump. This is plump. Doesn't want to be on the rail here. Boy, that is a poor shot, Shane. Come on, you're better than that. Now he's got to force this forward off 2. And whenever you're cueing off the rail, because you can only hit the top of the cue ball, just makes life a little more difficult. Yeah, now he's landed at this kind of mid-range 9. Got to softly stun this. He should have been playing for the 9 in the middle, but because of the poor positional shot from the 7, he's got to go in this corner.
As it turned out, went in cleanly, so Shane Van Boening has made the perfect start. If he does come through, by the way, he will play again at 1 o'clock, so it's going to be a busy, busy day for SVB.
This is table 4, and it's a former champion. This is 2019 champion Joshua Phillip is in action. Winners qualification. Clearly one of the big favourites coming into this event, and this is for his 2nd rack on the spin, Phil.
He plays a simply brilliant brand of pool. He is the most wonderful potter. Roberto Gomez this early is not the easiest of draws, but the German has taken the first 2 racks. Also 2-0 up. That's on the loser's side, by the way. Mickey Kraus over Eric Hjorlifsen. Qian Qingzhu 2-1 up on Jeremy Jones. Albin Aushin also 2-1. That's on the winner's qualification, though. Conrad Jushin quickly into a 3-0 lead over Moritz Neuhausen, who won this year's Premier League pool. So 3 different rounds being played simultaneously.
sound complicated, but it isn't. We've got you covered anyhow, so don't worry. Just can't get an easy look at the lowest ball, Shane, at the minute. Another good break. One ball disappears. I can see a piece of this ball. Doesn't want to be on the rail here. Boy, that's a
We saw a generation game the other day when Earl Strickland took on Felix Vogel. There's another one going on table 13 right now. Ralph Suke. He's up against the youngster Mika van Berkel. Suke leads 3-0.
This kind of mid-range 9, very softly stuck. This should have been playing for the 9 in the middle, but because of the poor positional shot from the 7, it's got to go in this corner. Decision time. He can run the cue ball up top of the table.
As it turned out, went in cleanly, so
Might try and bank the 2 off the top rail past the purple, leave it on the side rail.
He will play again at 1 o'clock, so it's going to be a busy day for SVB. So, Con, what do you make of Arseny Sevastianov yesterday? I think the most clear impression I got about him was just how quick he was around the table. It was almost surreal.
Yeah, interesting character. Just the way he kind of stride around the table. It's very unique. Actually spoke to him about an hour after his match. He was near the vendors that we've got outside, all the companies here selling the shirts, the merch, cues, cases, tips and all this, and he was out there. I just gave him a little fist pump. I didn't know if his English was any use or not, so I just gave him a fist pump. I said, well played. He went, just 7 more, and walked off. I was like, wow, all right, pal, I hear you.
You know, I got that impression about him. Just the way, as you say, he strode around the table. He thinks he's here to win it. Now, I think that would be unlikely, but you've got to believe to play top-level sport.
Well, he's beat a man who's won it 5 times in the main arena, so rightfully so. He's going to move forward feeling good about his chances, but as we well know, there's a long way to go. This is only day 3.
Yes, and when you've been around sport as long as I have, you always come across people who have got an overly inflated opinion of themselves. But what a win it was. No taking away from him.
Double J, Jamie Jones has tied it up. That's 2 apiece. This is awkward. Got to land the cue ball on top of the 2. Easy to foul here. Wow. Okay. Jump bank.
No need to rush. Death will bless us all.
On table 4, Roberto Gomez just about to get off the mark, it seems, against Joshua Filler. Has the 9 ball to trail 2-1.
I've been waiting.
Tried the Karen. It was a mile away. If the red 3 does not cut, Shane will way up the bank, because the brown 7 looks like it's making it a slightly bigger pocket. What that means is the 3 can hit the 7 and probably still go in the pocket. There's a little bit of that jaw poking its face out. I think he's playing the cut anyway. No, it was the bank. Oh yeah, that bit of rail. It'd have felt, if I hit the 7, it would go in. Somehow, it didn't.
was calamitous. Well, has he been saved by the closing position of the 3? The answer's no. Double kisses, unintentional double kisses, really work out well. So it's going to be the 3-6 combination, quietly played to leave the 3 into the opposite pocket. And from here, 3-0 really should become 4-0.
Oh, this is a neat little positional shot. Finds the gap. All angles, 9-ball. This is what the game is about. Obviously we play on a more generous pocket if you're familiar with snooker and big brains out there and the shape they're all played on a round knuckle or jaw. This is a lot sharper, and the reason why it's the case is because it's more of an attacking game on this type of table. You want to see the jump shots, the bank shots, the scariness of what can happen on a pool table.
My heart is
The one thing that's very tight though, the cuts of the side pockets. That's why Van Boning didn't do an awful lot with the cue ball there. Didn't really need to though. Halfway to victory without loss. Shane Van Boning leads Changi 4-0.
Yeah, things going along nicely for the 5-time champ. Let's look at another champ. Joshua Fuller is on the purple 5. If it goes easy enough and clean, he'll just play for the 6. Could kind of stem into 9. Yeah, so I had to play it into the rail, purposely done. As you rightfully said, Bill, this is a real tricky match for both players. This obviously it's Joshua Filler who's the more decorated. He's won the most titles, but we all know how talented and dangerous the Filipino Gomez is, who now lives in America.
Well, Gomez has been done no favours by the draw. In his opening match, he had to beat Loho Sun, the player from Hong Kong who got to the World Masters final just a few years back. Now, as Carl explained about 9-ball pool, it's not all about potting. But when it comes to pure potting skills, none are better than Joshua Filler. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, so Filler's going to take a 3-1 lead. We will keep you up to date with all the matches and the other 3 stream tables. You can also check out the draw and rack by rack live scores at WNTLivescores.com. Just head over there and sign up. Totally free.
Yes, at the end of the day, we'll be halfway through the tournament, but 3/4 of the players who started out will be eliminated. By day's end, only 64 hopefuls will remain.
Just the odd shot here and there from Shane. He's not quite getting where he wants with the cue ball. Joshua Phil, who's obviously playing on table 4. We've been going over there. We've not seen him break off, but we have a little screen showing the other 3 games, and he's breaking with an open bridge. 95% of the pro are probably a little higher today. In fact, Phil might be the only player who doesn't break with a closed bridge.
Không, Naozuki ơi mới là người phá đầu tiên các bạn
That's
ơi.
worked out superbly. Lovely spread, open shot on the 2, 3s in the open. And here another rack looks set to fall to Van Boning.
This is classic Shane, this shot. Closed bridge. Really, see how he's starting to work himself up to the shot, like build himself up, because he'll pump this ball in, draw off one rail back over. But he completely hacked at that one. He's not the same player. Actually spoke to Scott Frost last night, and he's pretty close to Shane, and he said Shane needs sleep. He's been on the road a long time. Now that's up to Shane. Maybe it's a bit of mismanagement. These players play so much pool, Phil, and Shane was at the Battle of the Bull that final day. He had to play 5 matches because he got to the final. Is fatigue setting in?
The other thing with Van Boning, he is so dedicated. At the Battle of the Bull, I was commentating on the 9 o'clock match in the morning, and he walked in and started practicing at around 20 past 10. He wasn't due to begin his day until 1 o'clock. So it's not just the actual competitive pool, but also the amount of honing of his skills he puts in that depletes the batteries.
Well, if you look at the likes of Gorst and Shaw, they've already qualified through yesterday, so he's got the day off today. That'd have been ideal for Shane, a full day off.
Here though, Changi on the 50-yard line with this 9 ball. This is most certainly missable.
Battle boils the blood.
Doesn't miss it, mind you. And so the missed 6 ball from Shane Van Boning did prove costly. His lead reduced to 4-1. Over on table 4, it looks as though Joshua Phillip might also be going 4-1 up. He's got a lengthy 8 ball, but the 9's in mid-table, so that should be well within his compass. The only other loser's second round match right now sees Michael Schneider 3-2 up on Earl Strickland. Winners qualification. First 4 racks of Mika Immonen and Albin Ashen have been shared. Bernie Regulario has sprinted into a 5-1 lead over Torsten Homan. It is 2-2, Ayato Hijikata and Chang Yulong. Joshua Phillip did take a 4-1 lead. Eklund Kachi, he's 3-1 upon Ko Ping Han, the youngest of the 3 Ko brothers. Konrad Yuzhin was 3-0 up on Moritz Newhausen, but now it's 3-2. Wu Kunlin 3-1 over Claudio Kachi, and Luong Dok Tien 3-2 over Carlo Biardo. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Yeah, Phil Yates really sticking his neck out in the line with that prediction.
Why are you looking at me like that, Cole?
Let's see what the break offers. Quite a lot. But the result wasn't. He's going to be playing push.
Look at us making decisions.
bonus. Next up on the main table will be Skylar Woodward against Lu Wei Chan, who is a fellow countryman of the player at the table right now. That, though, isn't loser's side, it's winner's qualification.
Shane will come to the table, doesn't even walk over to really suss it out, which, you know, could be a little bit naive. He just kind of walked over, took a couple of steps, and then from a distance said, carry on. I think he's trying to play some sort of kick and stick here. Shane was naive there, Phil. He only got to the corner pocket and then just said, you shoot it. Very bizarre.
Yeah, maybe just a little too nonchalant. I think he's still annoyed about missing that 6 ball. Jeremy Jones doing okay. 3-3 with Qian Qingju on table 14.
This is awkward, this for Jamie. Just in one of them spots where you can't really see a safety shot. You know, if he flicks off the left of it, that's going to kind of run it over towards the right corner pocket. Obviously, kind of the right side of it, you might just have to kind of try and play some distance, get a good cue ball. This does not bode well for the man. Clever, off the top rail, a bit of spin, blinked it. Look at that, really. Inventive shot he played there. Earl that pearls in action on table 2. As you just said, Phil, he's tied up at 3 apiece. He's got the break. Filler is off to a flyer, 5-1. On table 4. And your man, Phil, Long Duck Tien, just lost a racket, 3 apiece.
Yeah, I've been watching Filler. He looks $1 million, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's very rare you see him play really cool. Such a high gear.
I am sorry.
Not the best of strikes, that, but the outcome's okay. No hampered queuing. Clear shot.
I'm not here to make friends.
Is Chan going to apply some more pressure to SVB? Looked for all the world as though he was going to lead 5-0. Everything in the garden was rosy. Now, though, a few weeds are beginning to appear. Oh, but because he applied side, The pot was skew-if.
Yeah, he's done. When you're missing them, when you fall one down in a race to 8, it's not going to bode well.
Obviously, plots become more complex when you apply English, but at this level, that was, I'm not going to say straightforward, but it was a shot that most of the top players would play entirely naturally.
I'll hit him with everything.
It was a poor miss from Chan. It's costing the rack 5-1 to SVP. It's going to be a tall order now.
Yes. Winners qualification scores, Mika Immonen 4-2 up on Albin Ashen. Young Bernie Regulario remains 5-1 over Torsten Homan. Changyu Long 4-2 over Hayato Ishikawa. And on table 3, well, quite clearly, Carlo Biado has the opportunity to take the lead against Luong Duc Tien. Should be connecting the dots, this goal.
I love a challenge.
Yep. What a win Carlo Biado had in Saudi Arabia. What a final it was. We have been truly blessed and we're so lucky to see some great finals. And the World 9-Ball Tour was formed. Back-to-back World Championship finals have been classics.
Yeah, occasionally we've had runaways. European Open and UK Open being prime examples, but far and away, the overwhelming majority of finals have been either tight and tense or absolute classics. One of my personal favourites was when David Arcady beat Anton Raga in the European Open.
Yeah, that went the distance as well. 13-12 to the Matador. I remember that shot that Raga had. He tried to play it off a ball into the side, and it was one of them where you're behind it. It kind of looks unmissable, but he missed it.
I don't want to criticise Shane Van Bonen because it's easy to do considering he's, by his standards, struggling, but he has misjudged quite a few banks.
I'll tell you another final that's just sprung to mind. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Phil, because it's been a long night. It's early in the morning for me. I've been a busy man. Dang Jin against Bijsterbosch.
Dan Jinhu against Mark Bijsterbosch, yeah, that went also all the way. That was in Lugo in Spain in the summer of 2023.
And it was the way Dan played. You remember the last few racks, he was just running around the table. Last year's US Open final, Ghost against SVB. That had a lot of drama. Is he going off the top rail or can he flick? Yeah, he's going off the top rail. Got to hit the rail. Which he does, after contact that is, unless you pot a ball. What's he left? Chain's going to run the cue ball off, I believe. Well, he puts stun into the red 3, leave the cue ball on the back rail, and then the 3 goes up table. Filler he's just a man on a mission. It's 6-1. He's got 2 balls left for 7-1.
The guy is absolutely awesome.
Double J. He's doing his best to avoid some graft here, Phil. He's 4-3 up.
Here's Filler. If if he were to miss one of those 9 balls, I think there would be questions in the house.
I love a challenge.
Yeah. Jeremy Jones actually was gentlemanly enough to thank me this morning for my efforts in the commentary box to cover for him while he's out there playing. We wish him all the best.
Well, he's not thanked me. Cheers, JJ.
Well, I did 4 matches yesterday, you did 2, that's why you thanked me.
Keep counting for who's counting.
You are. You are, don't worry about that. But here, the count is very much against Chang Yi, and it might get a little worse after this.
Yeah, to be fair, Jeremy did buy me a cold one last night, so that'll do. That's the only thanks I need.
I had a cold one of my own last night. Carla, an ice cream sandwich, it was very nice indeed. Two chocolate chip cookies around a vanilla centre, and then I had a box of junior mints afterwards.
Yeah, it's showing, definitely showing.
Oh, it's been showing for a decade or more now. I think when it comes to the word fat, we can insert it in fat chance from here for Chang Yi the way he's playing. He's 6-1 down. Shane Van Boning not firing on all cylinders, but I think he's going to avoid this banana skin. He's 2 racks away from taking on BJ Ussery at 1 o'clock in the next losers round. Former US Mosconi Cup player Chris Reinhold finds himself 2-1 up on Yash Ashmira. Oscar Dominguez, another player who's represented the United States in the Mosconi, he's 2-0 up on Ramazan Akdag. Wu Kun Lin, who's been to the semi-final of the World 9-Ball Championship, has a 3-1 lead over Claudio Cacci, who was in the semi-finals of this year's World 9-Ball Championship. Moritz Neuhausen, good comeback that. He was 3-0 down in no time to Konrad Yuzhushin. Now though he's 4-3 up, and confirmation there that Joshua Filler leads Roberto Gomez 7-1. Working on the premise, it's a big day for Shane Van Boning. He will want to win this one as quickly and as stress-free as possible. Oh, and that helps. The old golden break.
Yep, that's a win. If you break and make the 9 points as a rack. Shane Van Boning has had his fair share, I can tell you.
Whenever I think about golden breaks and Shane Van Boning, I always recall that World Masters final he played against Darren Appleton. He won easily. He definitely had 2 golden breaks. Something is telling me he had 3. Here, though, that's taken him to the hill.
Over on table 2, Earl the Pearl is in action. He's in the same boat as Van Boning. In many ways, he's in the loser's side of the draw. They both lost a match, but they both won 5 US Opens over the years.
Another notable scoreline to give you in winners' qualification. Bernie Regalario, 6-1 up on Torsten Homan. He is a coming force on the World 9-Ball Tour, young Bernie. Chang Yulong, who was a semi-finalist at the Battle of the Bull, and before that at the Florida Open. Now in front against Hayato Ishikata at 4-3. Well, no golden break this time. The 2 was nudged in. Obviously the 1 found the side, but the 3 doesn't look all that favourable. shot you play when you're 7-1 up in a race to 8. A little bit ambitious even for him.
The old man, he's tired. He needs sleep. Been on the road for months. This is what these pool players do. Butchered. That's what we call that. He's butchered it.
Use of the World 9-ball champion Carlo Biardo. Well, after falling 3-2 down to Luong Doctien, he's now 5-3 in front. On table 2, the unmistakable figure of Earl Strickland.
We don't know how many years Earl the Pearl's got left. 64 and still competing. Yeah, it's tough for him to win titles, of course it is. It's becoming a young man's sport. The players are getting younger and younger, but we've just got to enjoy Earl while he's still on the pool table. Still giving players nightmares. 4-4 against Schneider. Schneider's kicking at a blue 2. And I'll tell you what, Phil, as I've just said, I know he doesn't win tournaments, but he can still play Earl, can't he? He can still play at a level.
Definitely. Sometimes I think he talks himself out of it. When he's focused and up for it, I think, yeah, he can beat anyone. There, you have to say that cue ball might have deviated a little.
It's always dangerous when you roll with the balls, though.
News from table 4, Roberto Gomez has stopped the rot temporarily. Joshua Filler's lead 7-2.
Yeah, back to the main table. SVB has got a sniff here. He can pot this ball, which he does. Okay, opportunity for the match. He needs 3 wins on the left side. This will be the first of 3. What will be interesting, Phil, is if he wins his next match, who does he cop for in losers qualification? Because he'll play a player that lost in the winners qualification match. That is going to be very intriguing if he gets there, of course.
Well, we know who we will play next. In just over an hour's time, it's scheduled. And Shane Van Boening will take on Vijay Usuri.
Yeah, fellow American. So that could cause a few hiccups if Shane doesn't book his ideas up. It's not been a terrible performance, don't get me wrong. Just a few shots here and there, a little bit loose.
There was a momentary blip in the middle of the match when he missed the 6th ball in rack 5. Generally, though, that was no sweat. Shane Van Boening defeating Chang Yi 8-1. He's back in action in just over an hour's time as his quest for a record-breaking 6th US Open continues. After the break, another American superstar on centre stage. That's in winners qualification. It is Skylar Woodward against Liu Wei-Chan.
New era begins. Game on with livesb.io. Big moments need bold partners. That's why Matchroom welcomes livesb.io, our official new sponsor for the World 9-Ball Tour. Livesb.io brings cutting-edge sports entertainment to fans all around the world. Fast, smart, global. Same fire, same energy, new partnership. Livesb.io World 9-Ball Tour. Let's play.